Someone read me number 7. Anybody? Or show me, that works too.
4 over root 5 plus 1 over root 5. Now, what do we know about when we add fractions? What do they have to have when we add fractions? Yeah, they have to have common denominators. Now, do these fractions have common denominators? Yeah, so we can just add straight across. What's 4 plus 1? 5. And we have common denominators already. That stays the same. Can we simplify this? Or is this in simplest form? No. So how do we get this in simplest form? Yeah. Yep. Good job. Now, on the bottom, root 5 times root 5 just gives us 5. And then we have 5 times root 5. Can we simplify that at all? We want 5. Right here, can we simplify this? Yeah, the 2 5s. Thank you. 2 5s. Say see you later. Because to multiply by 5 and divide by 5 would just be the exact same thing. So we're left with just the square root of 5. Now I think there's one more. Can I see your iPad? See that assignment? Good job. One more. Now what happens if they gave us, like if we look at the next one. Gave us a problem, like, and I'm not going to do the full thing, I just want to talk about it. They give us something like this. We have a fraction and then a non-fraction. So how would we try to combine these? Technically this is over 1, right? Square root of 3 technically is over 1. This is the next one, problem 8. We have to try to what? Get common. Yeah, we have to try to get common denominators. So how would we, what do you think we would want to do to try to get common denominators here? We already have a denominator of square root of 12, and then we have a denominator of just 1. Well, to get a common denominator, couldn't we just multiply this by square root of 12 over square root of 12? So then we would have square root of 12 times square root of 3 over root 12 plus, minus 2 over root 12. Now we have common denominators, right? Are you guys with me? Or did I lose you? See a thumbs up. Joe, what are you thinking? No? Where did I lose you? Want to simplify? Well, our initial problem was square root of 3 minus 2 over the square root of 12. And in order to subtract those, we have to have a common denominator, right? We already have a denominator of 1 and then a denominator of square root of 12. So the easiest thing to do would just to be multiply to get this denominator, so it's the same as this one, so they're both square root of 12. So in order to get the denominator over here to be square root of 12, we have to multiply the bottom by root 12, and whatever we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. So we have to multiply both by square root of 12. So that is why over here then, we have square root of 12 times square root of 3 over root 12. Because now we have common denominators, and now we can subtract. Before we subtract, would it be a little bit easier to simplify that root 12 times root 3? What could we simplify that to? Yeah, we can simplify this to the square root of 36, which what is the square root of 36? 6. So we have 6 over the square root of 12 minus 2 over the square root of 12. What's 6 minus 2? And we keep our common denominator. go through that list that we looked at in the first slide and think about, is this in simplest form? No, it's not, because we have a square root on the bottom, so we need to rationalize our denominator. If we have 4 over square root of 12, how would we rationalize that? What would we multiply it by? Yep, by that denominator, square root of 12 over square root of 12. This would give us 12 on the bottom times 4 over root 12 on top, right? Now we want to look at this square root of 12. I know it's a lot. We want to look at this square root of 12. Can I erase this word up top, or are you guys still looking at that? We all erase this. Is the square root of 12, does that have a perfect square inside of this? I know square root of 12 isn't a perfect square, I think that's what you're getting at later. But does it have a perfect square inside of it? Yeah. Now if we take that 4 out, we square root it, that would just give us 2. Times 2 gives us 8. In our last step, can we simplify 8 over 12? Yeah, it's a 2/3. So we would have
2/3 the square root, or 2 times the square root of 3 divided by 12. Let me make sure that's what Big Ideas likes. Yep. So why don't you guys go ahead and continue.